Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. So welcome back to the continued Diamond promo. Just to remind everybody, live commentaries are coming back very, very soon. It's just while I was in the Diamond promo, I did this kind of version. And obviously this is now a deciding game if we get to Diamond or not. The next two games would be anyway. Like if we win this game, we get to Diamond. If we lose this game, then next game would be that determining because we've won two, lost one. So I'm saying in the chat, I think we win this quite easily if we get to mid-late game. So if you look at the team comps, you know, we've got a Vayne, we've got a Vlad, we've got a Graves, we have an Urgot. Like, our comp is incredibly strong. Just to mention, this is before the recent patch. The upcoming content that you guys will see in the next few days, that'll be on the new patch. But obviously I'm recording ahead of time because, you know, if I play 3 games on the main account a day and all 3 of those games go on the YouTube channel, well, those are 3 days. It spreads out quite easily. So yeah, we're playing Urgot. I can't remember what we're against right now. Again, by the time that I played this... Okay, we're against a Rise. When I played this game, I'm going to say this was probably about 5 days ago that I played this game. So I have vague memory of what happened this game, but not like a full memory, nowhere near a full memory. So Urgot, the reason why I play this champion, and, you know, if you watch my champion pool video, he wasn't even in the mix. Basically, I've added him, and I think he actually might be my most played champion already this season. Is that I don't incredibly find him that fun to play, but top lane is in such a weird state, you know, last patch and now this current patch, that blind picking top lane, if you blind pick something a little bit risky, you're screwed. Like, if you blind pick a Darius or something like that, it's really hard to come back from a bad matchup. So Urgot is just one of those safe blind picks, and that's what I've been doing, is every single time that I've picked Urgot, pretty much has been blind picking top lane. Like, if I'm first pick or just picking before my enemy top laner, I'm picking Urgot because it's not necessarily you're going to win every matchup, nowhere near, but, like, it's just solid. And so first gank coming down to the bot lane, we get first blood, Vel'Koz picks it up, which is completely fine. Lucian on the enemy team looking for a return, doesn't get it, he also nearly dies himself. So that's great, you know, getting first blood. I love when that happens in bot lane. You guys know my favourite lane to see winning on my own team is bot lane. It always has been. I don't know why. It's because I find I very rarely get winning bot lanes for some reason. I get camped usually in top lane. So the enemy jungler, you can see Lee Sin is now heading to top. I always get attention from the enemy jungler, and that's just the way it's been for years. And then when my bot lane loses a 2v2, you're like, come on. So I am pinging at the moment. Just be careful of Lee Sin, especially that they're going for a gank above the river. Lee Sin could be waiting to, you know, kill the Graves. I am then pinging around that area because, again, Lee Sin is either on the blue or he could be on the crab. So I actually decide to roam down a little bit just to make sure he's okay. You can see Lee Sin has done the crab now, and we don't know where he's gone from there. But I'm still kind of on the fence. Like, Lee Sin could very well be in our jungle easily. So for some reason, Rise goes for a trade on me. It's probably because Lee Sin is around, which he is. Lee Sin hits the Q. I do manage to survive for now. Going to continue running. They are flashing, and I do end up dying. Graves then goes for, or he's attempting to go for a play. His shotgun shells, by the way, well, mistake made that he walked into the bush blind. That was a very weird play by Graves. But his shotgun, that's why Rise didn't die, is Lee Sin blocked the auto attack. Again, it's just the design of Graves. You could be right-clicking someone behind a target, but as you've got a shotgun on Graves, it's going to hit the target that it first hits. Again, he never used to be like that. Well, I say that. His rework was a long time ago, but when he first got released, he had a normal auto attack. But yeah, with the rework, it got a bit annoying. So you notice there I'm saying please don't alt type. The reason why I'm saying just don't alt type is, again, alt typing is synonymous with people raging, and all it takes, like legit, all it takes is a smart Lee Sin to see an alt typing Graves, and then Lee Sin, all that guy should do is focus that Graves. Constantly find him in the jungle, constantly be looking at him, and because you already know he's an alt typer, the likelihood of that Graves raging out is incredibly high. Again, as I've said, that's the sole purpose I've got all chat on, is just to see who is raging, whether it be my team and I can mute them, calm them down if I can, or the enemy team I can focus them. So I have decided, by the way, for going for Cull. Some people are like, why Cull? So I'm not incredibly convinced that we're going to win top lane anymore. Like, if I go neutral, that's fine with me. Like, right now we're actually ahead in farm, but Ryze has got those 2 assists. But going neutral, you know, you saw what I typed earlier in this game. If we get to mid or late game, I think we win. So it's just about getting there, not really risking anything. And Cull does one of 2 things. One, Cull should say to my team, especially my Graves, okay, Urgot's bought Cull. He's not focusing about the early game. I'm not going to go top lane anymore. And also, really to the enemy Ryze, it's, okay, Urgot bought Cull. Maybe we should just farm. Like, if Ryze just decides to farm and I'm going to farm, I'm fine with this situation, to be honest. Because I think our late game is vastly stronger than theirs. So there's a lot of minions. I'm just going to let it push in. Ryze is doing it as a slow push, which is a little bit annoying, but, you know, whatever. Just going to take care. Whenever I see him standing in minions and, like, there's a last hit opportunity, I will take it. Victor right now is completely just murdering the Vladimir by himself while the Vel'Koz also dies to a gank. So, yeah, Victor gets a solo kill. Vel'Koz dies to the Lee Sin gank. And, yeah, this game's going pretty bad. You know, it's annoying. And then Graves gets caught once again in his own jungle. He also goes down to the Victor, which, if I'm not mistaken, we did know Victor was there, but Graves, I guess, just wasn't paying attention. So the score is now 1-5. Pretty bad situation, which kind of sucks. Killing the control ward because, obviously, Ryze went away in lane. I couldn't follow him because I didn't have teleport. And, yeah, so Vladimir, as you're seeing in chat, we can't fight early, just farm it up. It's that simple. Like, again, these are players of different calibers, obviously, because it's the early season, it's a bit fiesta-y. But it's really going to be from Platinum to Diamond, these kind of players, maybe up to Master. But you'll see in the chat right there, just remember that what that Grave says. It's too late now, simply put. So he thinks this game's over. Like, he's that negative type of person that gives up when, you know, you've got a better team comp. Like, if he's a Diamond old player, he should know we've got a better team comp. But he's already given up, wants to be negative in chat. And what I've said to people time and time again, it's okay to be a little bit negative if you're not, like, expressing that to your teammates. Is that when people said to me, "Oh, Huz, you've been a bit negative recently," that's never in the game. That's only in commentary. Like, it's pointless putting it in the game. So what you'll notice as well, look how much Lee Sin has focused this Graves, and I can 100% guarantee he did it because he was all typing. 100% guarantee. It's just a smart thing to do. You know someone's tilting when they're doing that. So you can see me, again, I am typing a little bit more than I normally do. We're a late game comp, don't risk early. Because it's really frustrating when you know your team's strength and they're just ignoring it. They're trying to make plays now. So another Vayne death. So the score is now 1-8. So a lot of people would actually believe this game is fully over. I think I'm typing a message to you guys. Still have not had a winning bot lane in 15 odd games to YouTube. So yeah, occasionally I'm just going to, you know, give you guys messages. Which, it sucks, but that's the way it's been, is just not a winning bot lane for a long, long time. Graves, luckily, even though he's kind of raged out, he is still playing the game, so we're going to go for a Ryze kill. I do actually manage to land my ultimate. We need to do a bit more damage before I can bring him in. My ultimate actually runs out, so we, you know, don't get the ult kill, but we get the kill in total, which is fine. Vel'Koz, by the way, returns to lane and gets killed straight away, I think. So again, really rough, but I'm on the board now. That's my first kill, so that's great. You got to just try and stay as positive as you can in these situations, because if you let yourself kind of get taken in by the negativity of the other players on your team, then the game practically is over. But the 2 people that I've actually been, you know, well, I've been happy that Vladimir hasn't been negative, and I've been happy that Vayne hasn't been negative. Like, if the Graves is being negative, okay, but he's not like the late game hyper carry. Vel'Koz has been neutral, so that's whatever. But if like my Vayne was saying it's over, if my Vladimir was saying it's over, then it'd be like, oh god. Because, you know, they are the late game hyper carries, so if they think it's over and they believe it, they stop playing, then it probably would be. But luckily the person who thinks it's over, the Graves, isn't that important. And obviously still important, you still want him to play and try to win and all that. Meanwhile, Vladimir, for some reason, goes too near. Again, risking for no actual reason. That guy, Graves, was full health, so I don't think the Vlad should have risked anything there. He should have just let the Graves kill the guy. And Ryze returning to lane. So again, I will say it's a little bit weird seeing a Ryze top lane nowadays. I think recently, Riot... Again, it was weird, because the game balance and design of the game has been going through some really odd situations the last couple of years, and I think it's because Riot, I don't know if they like hired new people, but there seems to be like sometimes they want to do experimentation. They're like, let's have mages in top lane and mages in bot lane. But it seems majority of the player base really dislikes that, and it does seem finally they are going against that now. Like, Aurelia was in mid lane, like, they nerfed that, she can't mid anymore. So I do think we're slowly getting back to a more stable meta of League of Legends. But man, the last year or so has been really rough. Like, I have not thoroughly enjoyed how things have been going. Meanwhile, Graves ganks the bot lane. He does pick himself up 1 kill. Then also the Vel'Koz gets a good ultimate to slow the Lucian, and Graves gets a 2nd kill. So bot lane's getting turned, and obviously, yes, it's without the Vayne. But as long as we can kind of continue this game and not risk too much, get to that mid-late game, you know, we're doing all right. They're doing Rift Herald, so I was kind of thinking I want to try and stop this. If I could steal it, even better. But Lee Sin just, you know, smites it. Can't really do anything about that. Gonna go for the kill, though. Land the ultimate. He does flash away. No one's picked up Rift Herald as of right now, but I think they're going back for it. Ryze just captured it, so they do end up picking it up. Again, it's happened to me, man. It's happened to everybody. You kill Rift Herald, there's a fight that happens, the fight ends, and then you realize, oh god, nobody picked up Rift Herald, and then it times out. That has happened to me. So they do use it straight away. Ryze was the one that had it, so he is actually mid lane, not top lane, so I decided to take this time and actually push top lane a little bit. If I could get a plate, that'd be great. We do get Cloud Dragon as a return, probably for mid lane tower. Yep, mid lane tower is gone. By the way, with Urgot, I am taking Inspiration as my main. And then also gank coming in, Ryze teleport. I decided to try go for a teleport play. Not quick enough. I was just 100% dead in that situation. So yeah, I wasted the TP. It was a good idea in principle, but it was just too slow. If I teleported the moment that I saw them on the minimap, maybe I would have got out instead of running a little bit and then using teleport. But yeah, me dead. Rip in pepperonis. So the game right now, not looking great still. Vayne dead again in a 1v1. Vel'Koz trying to do his best to do the dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. Does manage to do it, but now, you know, bot lane is in a pretty bad situation. So again, it's the problem with something like Vayne, and I would say this again was recorded before the new patch. Meanwhile, Vel'Koz is dead again himself. Bot lane doing really bad. But this was recorded before the new patch, so obviously that means the crit meta is now in. You know, champions like Vayne who can go a crit build, or a certain crit build, they probably have got buffed now. But obviously this was before then. But like Lucian as well has got kind of buffed because he can do a kind of crit build too. So it's not like every AD carry has got nerfed. Really, the AD carry that's had the worst out of all the crit changes, by the way, is Kai'Sa. You know, there are probably others like Varus and stuff like that, the non-crit AD carries. So Kai'Sa is a spell casting mage that even goes AP half the time. Yeah, she's definitely got hit by the crit meta coming back. But to be fair, a lot of people are fine with that because of how dominant Kai'Sa's been. So Lee Sin goes for a gank, gets completely owned, and honestly, that is a great situation. Would have been nice if Vayne got the kill, but it's a good situation nonetheless. I'm going for a gank on the Victor with the Vladimir, go for the ultimate, land the ultimate, but then can we continue? It does look like Vladimir wants to, so I'm following him, but then it's probably a bad idea to continue without any vision. I was looking for a slow, do manage to get it. We probably could 2v2 this if we play it correctly. Going in, land my E, we get the Victor, then going for the Ryze, me and Vladimir together forever. And using the shotgun knees, Ryze flashes away. We do manage to survive. Double kill for the Vladimir. Really good situation. And so that was being a little bit ruthless. And again, a little bit risky. That I don't know if I should have done that. But it worked out really well. My Vayne is, by the way, dead again. Which, again, it confuses me. Because earlier in chat, she was one of the people that said, we just need to get to late game. Let's just farm up. Yet every single time we're looking in bot lane, they're fighting. So it's like, yo, why are you fighting a Lucian who's winning? Slow down. You outscale him. So it's just a little bit odd to see sometimes. Lee Sin looking for a kill. Meanwhile, Vel'Koz dies again in the bot lane. So my bot lane now is 0-3 and 2-5. It's like, come on. It's frustrating. So again, just typing, please just stop fighting. Again, that's not negative. That's just literally just saying, yo, please stop fighting. Because it's just not going to go well yet. Eventually it will. And that's what you've got to in your mind. If you're having a bad game on something that is a good late game scaling champion, you've got to keep that. It's like, yes, I'm bored out of my brain right now. I'm playing Vayne and it sucks. But hold on. Keep just passively farming. And eventually, just how champions work, you will beat Lucian. You won't beat Lucian in time, though, if you lose the game at 25 minutes because you fed like crazy. But if you be passive, and yes, you're still a little bit behind, inevitably you will outscale him. And that's the way you've got to think. So, yeah. So I am looking for maybe a roam. Lucian coming down again. Vayne nearly dead once again. I am looking for the rise potentially with the Vladimir. Gonna come in. If I land my ultimate, that would obviously help a bunch. Go for the ultimate. Do manage to land it. Do a bit of damage. And hook, line, and sinker. Get myself some lunch in the form of a rise. My bot lane did manage to survive, by the way. So at least they didn't die. That's great. And that's all I want. Just them not dying. I know that sounds weird, but that's it. They are going for a play, the enemy team right here. Lee Sin goes for a kick, but it doesn't go particularly well. I am thinking about maybe going for a play here, but it's a bit risky. Lucian is very all-in, but randomly my E did not land. I watched that back, you know, after playing this game, and oh my god, it must have been like a millimeter out. Vayne comes in to do something, didn't really go that well. For some reason, by the way, Vladimir just didn't press R in that whole situation. He now goes for it on one target, which is very questionable. He does manage to pick up one kill, which is okay. Surrender votes are coming down. What I'm going to say, this game is a free win. Just bot lane didn't know how to play passive in lane. Which, again, is true. Maybe I shouldn't type that, which I admit. But it's true. You know, it's not flaming. Again, there have been some people that have... I've seen literally examples of people giving advice to people, and then other people go, that's flaming. Again, that's never flaming. I'd say the definition of what flame is in League of Legends has been very mixed over the last few years, with people being like very sensitive. Like, again, people think that sometimes I'm sensitive because I mute people early and that. Not really. Like, I just mute people so I don't like get distracted myself. Meanwhile, Lucian is overstaying. We managed to find him, and that right there is a great kill. He overstayed with his basing in a random area, not safe. Go for my ultimate play, by the way. If that Vel'Koz Q landed, that was a dead Victor, unfortunately. Very close, though. But yeah, that was a great kill. Meanwhile, bot lane, dragon area. Once again, Vayne is dead. Also, Graves gets himself killed. Gonna try and come in for the side here. Swap very quickly to heal. Go for a flash play. Do knock him around. And we do pick up that kill as well. Don't know if we can continue right now for the dragon. It's a little bit risky, but we are going to look for a play. Ryze gets exploded. Use my heal just to do a little bit more damage. Victor is the one that we have to be careful of. Do swap him around, and Vel'Koz gets a double kill with his ultimate. Lee Sin does come from the back, though. Does pick up the rest of us, more or less. So yeah, bit of a fiesta. But who does this fiesta benefit right now? Well, it benefits technically us if it prolongs the game. It's that simple. If it prolongs the game, makes the game go longer, we're fine. And, you know, my whole team is saying Vayne really needs to stop running around alone. Yeah, the Vayne needs to do a lot of things. I think we can all agree with that. But it's mainly just about focusing on that one thing. Surviving. That's it. Don't even, at this stage of the game, this Vayne should not even focus about doing damage. Just focus about surviving. With, you know, surviving with maximizing how many gold she can get. So getting farm, but not overstaying for farm enough to, like, risk dying. That's what she's going to do. She's going to be in that little area in between. So she is waiting in a bush right now. Graves is coming from the bot side, so they are going to be potentially looking for the Lucian. Nice Q into the tumble flash, and that is a nice kill. Vayne gets it, which is great, because the Graves did ult, and I'm happy that actually the Vayne got it. Because again, that Vayne had no kills. She just got on the board. Sometimes getting that one kill also is like the big opening of somebody playing better. It's like, oh, I got that one kill. Hell yeah, let's go. And then you start having that confidence again. But when you're 0-5, you know, your confidence and your decision-making is probably going to be pretty bad. And that, you know, like I said earlier, is getting gold without risking much. They risked nothing for that play. Vayne was waiting in the bush. They got a free stun off. Like, that was good. That was a good idea. Anyway, by the way, my build on Urgot, it's a really standard build that you can practically do most games you play the champion. Meanwhile, I am looking for Ryze at the moment, because I do believe I can kill him, but you know, missing that Q, man. Look how much damage I'm doing. A lot of damage. And if I landed that initial Q, dude, I would have nearly more or less killed him. If I landed my ult and all that good stuff, like, ugh. Really annoying when you miss these opportunities. Anyway, the reason why I'm going on the Ryze right now is you look above. Vladimir is here. I missed my ultimate, but that causes the flash to play to happen. Meanwhile, in mid lane, my team are dying while we get the Ryze. I somehow didn't get an assist for that, which is a bit confusing. But yeah, they get caught a little bit again. Vel'Koz does go down. Graves do a bit of farming. The enemy team is pushing in the mid lane. And I'm just trying to come in and stop this push happening. I don't want them to get the free tier 2. Meanwhile, Victor does a little bit of a weird positioning. Probably going to get himself out of there, though. I get stunned by the Xerath over to the side, who was waiting in a bush. And that is going to be it for that. If I go back right now, I can finish my Righteous Glory, which I should be doing. But like I was mentioning before, the build on this champion is... Usually champions have situational builds. You know, what do you build in what order? Urgot does have that, but this item is just incredibly good for Urgot. Meanwhile, the enemy team does look like they're doing Baron, by the way, which is a bit questionable, so I am going to teleport in. I've got my Righteous Glory, so I can zoom my whole way in. Enemy team very much split right now, so this was a big mistake, I think, for the enemy team. I do manage to get the E on the Lee Sin, so really odd, like, they went for this. So I get a shutdown on the Lee. Vel'Koz does get killed solo to the Lucian. I actually missed my ultimate. Going to return to my team. Lucian is by himself, by the way. He does throw his heal for a little bit of a speed up. I am now going to be moving into the enemy jungle. I don't really know why I'm going here. Is it because I think... Again, I played this game a few days ago, so I don't really remember. But now we're going to go and do the Baron. So, I've said for years, Barons throw more games than win. And that is still true, 100%. Meanwhile, Zerath gets a snipe on the Vlad. We can still continue to do this, though, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like, that Baron play was just bizarre. Part of it could be, like, just, I'm trying to, like, think of why they did it. They may know we outscale them, and they're like, we have to do Baron, we have to win now, otherwise we're going to lose anyway later. Weird smite by the Graves. But yeah, maybe that's why. Like, Lee Sin was like, we have to do this Baron, we're getting outscaled. Like, we have to get Baron, go together as 5, and win the game now. But when you're risking that, when you're already winning, and I know, yeah, there's the outscale potential, but they just threw like crazy. We now have Baron. So yeah, build-wise again, so the first 2 items I'd say on Urgot, more or less you're going to get those every game. Black Cleaver and Righteous Glory, they're just perfect combination for the champion. This game, because of how weird it is, I actually have decided to go for a Zerot portal, because I actually want to be with my team this game. Meanwhile, Victor is getting a little bit close for comfort. I just engage on him with Righteous Glory, which, a little, thinking about it, probably was a bad idea in the end. A bunch of damage comes down. Nearly dead Victor. Vayne now doing a bit of solo damage. But yeah, unfortunate for me, that was a bad idea. But they are quite low health. Graves nearly kills the Victor. Vayne gets a nice knock-up on the Lucian. He also goes down. So the enemy team is taking a lot of damage. But yeah, my bad. I take full responsibility. I went in by myself, and the enemy team got there to help before mine, which again, wasn't my team's fault. I just engaged a little bit crazy. The Rise, by the way, has had a very bad game. So he gets soloed by the Vladimir. I would probably like the Vladimir to group, not split, because again, Vladimir's strength is AoE. Yes, he can 1v1 quite well, but why not just group with Baron? But yeah, it was an okay situation in the end. You can see the Vladimir saying, why is this inting? Yeah, he had a bad game. I can't remember. He ever played... There was one of 2 situations, and I know they're complete opposites, but either he played a lot of Rise, or he never played Rise. It was one of the 2, and I can't remember which. But anyway, I'm back. Hello, I'm alive. My team get Ocean Dragon, which again, don't underestimate every dragon in the game. Even if it's an ocean or a wind or whatever, they're all good in their own way. Don't not get them because you think it's a waste of time, because they will help you. It's free stats. Don't ignore free stats. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit poked by the Zerath, but I do pick up that ward. Lee Sin, we just saw him on the mini-up underneath this area, so got to be a bit careful there. He does land his Q. If he went for it, though, that would be suicide. And we are now grouping. Rise dies again. 2v1 situation happening. You either can now decide to go for a full engage, or you just, go down to help. I would have liked if we got the mid lane tower, but we actually finally get it, so there we go. But yeah, a nice big engage would have been lovely. Victor now looking to come help with his team, but my Vayne apparently really mispositioned. Then the Vel'Koz mispositioned, so boom. From an okay situation to then a really bad situation, I don't know what happened. I think the Vayne just got caught by the Lee Sin, unfortunately. So yeah, that kind of sucked. At least I would say there's no Baron for them to take, so it's not like we're going to lose Baron for that play. I am going to take Exhaust with my spellbook. Lee Sin does land his Q, a little bit of diving and jumping and happening. So Lee Sin comes on me, I throw my Exhaust out, going to try and kill him. Don't kill him in the end. Trying to survive as much as I can. Does look good that I'm going to survive at least. By the way, I still haven't finished colored this situation, I just noticed. But yeah, I think I just end up selling it because I think I just need the stats for other things. Vladimir does come in. Lee Sin looks to be low. Probably actually not going to die, though, surprisingly. So they get... Did they get an inhib? They might have. No, they did not get an inhib. They just got the outer tower. This is, by the way, an opportunity to kill the enemy team if they overstayed in any situations. So I'm going to walk into the bush risky, but with my W1. Blue buff happens. The Rise, by the way, flashes for it. Doesn't manage to get anything out of that. Lee Sin comes in. I actually miss my E, unfortunately, but Lee Sin doesn't pick up all the damage. Get the shutdown on the Lee Sin. Now Ryze is overstaying. Got my ultimate in the next couple seconds. Then Xerath is overstaying himself. I am then maybe going to look for an ultimate. I'm going to see. Go for the ultimate play. Vladimir uses the plant to jump over. I don't even have time to press my second half to my ultimate. He kills Vladimir that quickly. Kills Ryze that quickly. So again, from a bad situation of mid lane, Vayne getting caught again, to then the enemy getting caught. I will say, it did stem from the Ryze obviously being really greedy for that blue buff, which is a little bit weird. Again, when the Ryze, by the way, is 1 in 10, don't trust the Ryze anymore. Anyway, going to look for the Victor, do land the Stow, but I don't think anything else is going to happen from it. But yeah, like this game is a very fiesta. And Urgot, I'm pretty happy with my performance kind of so far. There's probably a couple things I could have done differently, but more or less I'm happy. And I, in the back of my mind, as I've said a couple times now, is that I know eventually we just beat them anyway. Like, straight up in a 5v5, even if we make a couple mistakes, we're just stronger than them. It's that simple. Also worth noting, so the enemy team has a 1 in 10 Ryze, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, our Vel'Koz has died 11 times. Vayne getting caught by the Lucian by herself. I think she goes down. Yes, she does. Getting caught by herself once again. So, man, this bot lane is making this game tough. I do land my ultimate on the Victor. Not sure if he's going to die. Not enough damage on him yet. My ultimate does run out. So, really unfortunate situation. Neither of them are low enough health. Graves goes really low. Lee Sin actually gets his Q off in the last millisecond of that being up, which is ridiculous. Gonna try and kill the Lee Sin, I just thought, because I may as well. Don't think I'm going to actually be able to get him because he is actually really fed. And I die. So we actually get aced. Once again, the Vayne gets caught. And you can see here right now, I'm getting frustrated. And the reason why I'm getting frustrated is because... it's mainly because I'm in Diamond Pro mode because that adds stress. But it's so difficult to win a game when all they do, for the whole game, they've made the same mistake. Like, if they just went passive and just accepted it's not their game, we would win this game pretty quickly. But because they want to be alone, they want to try get kills constantly, they're making the game so difficult. So again, as a message to you guys, my viewers and stuff, if this is you see yourself in this vein, don't. It's okay to have bad games. It really is okay to have bad games. Accept it. And just let yourself get carried, especially when you're playing a late game champion and you're risking things for the early game. It's crazy. So I go for a teleport flank play, gonna look for anything I can, get the ultimate, then I actually do land the fear, by the way, on Lee Sin, so that's a really good situation. So we do end up killing both of them, and then Ryze dies, and now I'm getting caught a little bit, so I decide to back off, but they're not gonna kill me. I am potentially looking just to bait them a little bit, but they don't decide to go for it. Dragon is coming up. I've got Righteous Glory. There's only 2 people on the enemy team that are alive right now, so I'm like, wait, we can fight this. So again, Fiesta mode activated. Dragon is happening. I put my Righteous Glory, E, and get the swap over onto the Victor. He does go down, and we can return on the Dragon. This game, trust me, when I was playing this game a few days ago, again, it's coming back to me now. Frustration. Frustration of diamond promo. Nice skill by Vladimir. This Vladimir, I will say, did a really good job. He struggled a little bit in the early game, but again, this is the great example of the same type of champion. One person did it well, one person did it bad. Vladimir and Vayne, neither of them are early game champions, neither of them are lane phase champions, they are late game champions. Vladimir didn't risk much in lane phase, he waited, and now look at him, he's getting incredibly fed. The Vayne did the opposite. The Vayne made mistake after mistake because she continued to fight a Lucian, and then, now her late game has suffered because of how weak she played early. So yeah, but again, it's not just, I want to say, it's not just the Vayne. The Vel'Koz has technically died more than the Vayne, just to make the point clear, but it's just a combination of the two. So this apparently is warded, which is good to know. You can look at the minimap right now. Look at Lee Sin. So Vayne is alone again, but this time we know Lee Sin is going for her 100%. So again, in a weird way, it becomes predictable at a certain point. When the Lee Sin has been going for this Vayne a lot this game, it becomes predictable that he's going to continue going for her. So again, Vayne made another mistake. By the way, that isn't a good thing that Vayne just did. Another mistake. She's alone in top lane again. But luckily, our team reacted this time. We actually went over in time to save her. And now we get the Baron because the enemy jungler's dead. So Lucian potentially looking for a steal. Vel'Koz comes in, don't get anything. I actually do decide to go for the Lucian, pop my Righteous Glory, wait until I'm right next to him to like do any type of damage, and I do kill the Lucian in the end. Gonna flank over to see if I can get anything more. Doesn't look like it. Victor does go down in the mid lane. Meanwhile, by the way, Ryze is just split pushing. Again, I do kind of think this Ryze was borderline soft inting. You know, we've spoken about soft inting before. And it's basically when they don't want to directly int. They don't want to directly run it down because obviously that's very obvious to get banned. But they don't really want to win the game. Like, they're in a negative mood. They're a toxic mood. Whatever they are, they want their teammates to technically lose the game. And they just kind of make plays like this. Like, it doesn't look bad to a beginner or whatever. They're like, hey, he's split pushing and nearly got an inhib. Yeah, but in that situation, that's borderline trolling. Like, if you add up that whole situation, Ryze can do really well in team fights. We were doing Baron. Then we're grouping together. He's in bot lane as a Ryze. Like, it's not like it's a Tryndamere. It's not like it's a Jax. It's a Ryze. So, yeah, very questionable. Anyway, my team do manage to pick up the inhib in the end. For some reason, that Lee Sin just didn't look at Vayne. I then landed really good ultimate to then fear. If you're unaware, by the way, because a lot of people are because they're learning Urgot right now. If you press R and you eat somebody as Urgot and then you go near enemies, you fear them. Like, everybody gets terrified around you, and you can literally CC the entire enemy team. It's really good, like incredibly powerful. But it does look good, so we are going to be maybe looking to end out the game. By the way, my score is 9-6-11 with 139 farms, so pretty low farm. But again, this game has been such a fiesta that, honestly, I don't really care about my farm. Vladimir comes with a double kill in the late game. Again, this Vladimir played very well. Again, just to make the point clear, remember what the Grave said in chat and being negative? It doesn't matter, you know, it's over, whatever he said. Why be that negative? Like, again, you can think it. Like, I'm not going to say people stop thinking negative thoughts because that's, you know, the world is negative at the moment with how everything is. But don't type it in chat. Because if, like, that Vayne could have got tilted by the Graves saying it's over already. Like, again, that could have happened. Don't type negative things, especially when you've got a team comp that outscales. So anyway, here we go. Game is still in progress. Eventually it'll load in. So we're going to honor, if I had to guess from me watching it, I hope I honor the Vladimir. Because obviously the Graves was negative early, so there you go. I honor the Vladimir, he played great. And here we go, guys. So this is official. We are now finally Diamond in Season 9. It took me roughly 28 games from memory, which is a little bit high for me, if I'm honest. So yeah, we got, what, 16 wins, 12 losses, 28 games, and we're in Diamond for Season 9. And yeah, we're going to be continuing the climb, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did like this, then throw a like on it. Again, for promotion series that are important to me, I will be doing this style. That does not mean every promotion series, as Diamond 1 is important. But for example, if we eventually get to Master Promo, I'm not doing live commentaries on Master Promo. Or if I maybe get to Diamond 1 promo to get back into Diamond 1, that would mean a lot to me. Probably not going to do live commentaries because I'm caring a lot more about this account's rating. And for those that some people had an issue with it, you've got Iron to Diamond every single day. There's a live commentary every single day. Like, again, I do 2 videos a day, which is a rare thing for a YouTuber. So it's not like you're missing out. But that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a comment. Let me know how your climb is going. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, well, actually, we'll wait for the damage. Again, it's that weird situation that we have to wait until, like, the past me looks at the damage. And, you know, right now, maybe from winning, I'm probably doing a little dance in my chair going, I'm back in Diamond, let's go, baby. Maybe what I'll do is actually just fast forward and I'll edit in the damage screen if I've got it. Did I look at damage? Come on, past me. Did I not look at damage again? Maybe I went AFK in both games, because, yeah, apparently I didn't look at the damage. So anyway, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.